I'm Tocky and I make saves like this, or this, every weekend.
So this morning we played our final match of the 22-23 season as we played host to second place Costello Dragons. After winning midweek, thrashing Hull United Red 6-2, we look to finish the season on high. Regardless of the result today, we are set to finish the season in 6th, whilst Costello Dragons are set from promotion to Div 1 with Tickton Colts. With that being said, we're into the match. And we was only a minute into the match when Troy, the league's top scorer, got a sniff at goal as he burst through with a quick 1-2 with Jaden, before racing past Wilson and slotting it at home under me as I charged out. Got to hold my hands up as this one as I was slow off my line, and my shot probably caused Will to hang back, thinking I was going to get there first. Our first chance fell for Betsy a few minutes later. After Costello took a throw and the ball bounced around the midfield with Ethan, Spencer, Archie C and Chaz all challenged before Tom knocked it over and headed his own pass on for Archie C. This was cut out and Ethan intercepted the pass on for Betsy. She controlled with one foot and shot with the other from the edge of the box, but Kean, the Costello keeper, was on top to gather it. A few minutes later, Costello doubled their lead as the counter over halfway with Troy and Jaden combining once more down the left wing. Jaden crossing to the box ran through Jalen, who laid it back for 20 to cross in from deep. Chaz headed away the chance before Ethan lost out to Regan. His first shot canned off Spencer, but Regan quickly reacted and smashed a second shot to give the away team a 2-0 advantage. The next half chance fell for us as Archie put a corner in and Tom drifted in, unopposed to head one at goal, but Kean called Loudon, Costello defender, left for the keeper to gather. His following kick there hit the mark as it landed for Troy, who marauded forward and pulled it back before shooting, but Will had tracked him to put a great block in. Seconds later, Costello had a throw on the far side to Regan, who waited for Chaz to press before switching the play off to Troy. Tom attempted to cut the pass out, but Troy controlled the ball, knocked it past Tom, and shot before Will could get there. His low curled shot, which saw me get a hand on it to stop the ball dead, as Jalen raced in to finish, but his point-blank shot was straight at me as I gathered up. Costello tried again a minute later as Regan passed to Kieran, who exchanged some quick passes on our left wing before passing round Chaz and Kenny with two fast 1-2s before driving to the bar and crossing it in. Tom got in with a head, but with not enough to turn it away from Troy, who was lurking behind him. He knocked it inside, beating Tom and shot low to my near post, which saw me down to turn it out for a corner. Several minutes later, we had started to grow a bit more into the match and held Costello at bay with neither side having a chance until this goal kick. My ball forward was headed back unopposed by Regan, before Coops left one forward, which Regan got to again, and passed to Harry. He drove forward to Troy, who shot low once more at my near post, which saw me make an identical save to the earlier one. Troy was at it again. A few minutes later, it was a brilliant ball over to him from the far side, so the play switched down our right side, where Troy brought the ball down and turned, and brought Tom inside. He shot higher this time, which saw me turn it out again for a corner. After a third goal for Costello was ruled out offside a minute earlier, they did get another as Troy turned provider from a short corner, which we didn't pick up on. It was laid off to Harry before he returned it to Troy, who pushed into the box and passed it across the goal for Jalen's poke in at the far post. And that bit of action was the last of the half, so 3 down at the break. Although the game progressed, we had started to come into it a bit more. My mistake in the opening minute really didn't do us any favours, but with a few crucial saves, hopefully atoned for somewhat of an error. We started the second half stronger, for Arch K gave a free kick 25 yards out, which Troy stepped up to take, but his shot was high of the mark. Costello pressed as they won a few corners before this one was whipped in, which saw Chaz and Arch K half clear before the ball found its way to Troy once more, whose shot was blocked brilliantly by Tom. The rebounded effort fell for Jaden, whose shot was just wide. A Costello counter-attack after Betsy and Archie press saw them pass it all round as almost expert at releasing Troy once more, but Will was there on hand to block his effort as he cut inside to shoot over on the far side. Costello kept the pressure up and had another free kick just inside their half, which was floated deep. Will got a foot on the ball, but it was skewered off and over to Troy, with time and space control before shooting, which had me up to turn it over. Yet another free kick for Costello then had me saving Spencer's miscalculation. As the ball was lofted into the penalty spot, Spencer rose to head it, but was put right at goal, which saw me react sticking a boot out and save it on the edge of the camera before the ball was turned out for the corner. After sustaining the pressure, we had started to get up the field more as we won this corner from Ethan, driving down the right wing. He took the corner, put it into the mixer, where it's missed by everyone at the front post, but fell for Chaz to poke home from close range. That was Chaz's third this week after bagging a brace in Hull United Reds game. After several minutes of nothing except a few half chances, Costello had this corner which Troy headed unmarked, which was just wide. Seconds later, we thought we could have reduced the deficit to 1 as the goal kick bounced at halfway, which saw Archie away 1-on-1. Kieran was out to narrow the angle, but Archie chipped it over him from 30 yards out. The shot looked to be going in, but fell just wide of the upright. We had another chance a minute later as Archie threw to Coops. He turned inside, shrugging off a defender before driving across the field, turning away from Costello's players before shooting 25 yards out. His shot saw Keane up to make a save as it looped down. With minutes remaining, Tom passed to Coops, who was tackled, but the loose ball was controlled by Betsy. She passed over to Chaz, who flicked it on for Archie to run down the left. As he pushed forward, he tried to have a quick shot with Kieran closing, but it was rather wide. With less than a minute left, Kieran rolled one out to Kieran. He brought it forward before smashed one up for Troy to chase, but Will tracked him to the byline. Then Kenny got a foot in, which allowed Will to get back up and press Troy, who turned and shot one which pinged off the post. And with that, a last-minute free kick to us amounting to nothing, the game was over. So 3-1 in the end left us wondering a few what-ifs on the score. The game could have ended 2-2 without mistakes, but then it could have been a rout by Costello. And that brings us to the end of the 22-23 under-14 season. We finished higher than last season with a few more wins, so we are making progress. As we head into off-season, I will look to upload the tournaments we take part in, any friendlies played. One last thing, the poll for goal of the season is still open and active. Go view the shorts or previous video for all the goals and vote for your favourite on my community page. The winner will get a £10 gift card of their choosing. The link is in the description. But that is all from me for now. Catch you all in the summer. If you see me out in a tournament, come say hi.